Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, we'll look at how we can have inheritance working in Java. So as usual, to get started, let's see what ChatGPT has to say about an interface. Um, it mentions that interface is a reference type similar to a class that can contain abstract methods, default methods, and static methods, and also final variables it is telling. And by the way, if you don't know abstract methods are methods without a body. Okay. And any class that implements the interface must provide an implementation for these methods. Okay. And this happened after Java 8 that interfaces could contain uh, methods apart from abstract methods also, which are static and default methods. Okay. So we'll see uh, how you can create static and find default methods in an interface and then use those methods in your program and how it helps. So this is something which we'll see. Okay, so this is just about the introduction about an interface. And the best thing about doing this with ChatGPT, as I mentioned, is that our horizon increases. So maybe if I was doing it, let's say after reading from the internet or with my own knowledge, I may not have covered these important points. You know, interface, being able to uh, contain default methods, static methods, and final variables. Okay, so uh, hope this is a new way of learning, and it also tells you how what approach you can take for learning any language in the future. Okay, and of course, of course, ChatGPT can always help you, but I can provide you more direction with my experience, working for so many years, developing and managing teams in IT. So, I can provide direction, and then once you are ready, once you know the basics and the way things get structured in a particular language, then it's just about, asking right questions on ChatGPT and ChatGPT, giving you some boilerplate code, which obviously you can try to use in your own way at that time, in your project. Okay, so coming back to the topic, what I have done is I have created a main class. Previously, we didn't have this main class. We'll try to call methods from this class only because, this main name gives us a feeling that, it's a starting point. And what I'll do is I'll also create one package. We will call it, I'll create a package in all small letters. And inside this package is nothing but, it provides you a way to put your files or related files in a single folder. Okay. So just to differentiate between, let's say, uh, uh, topics related to class and object and topics related to inheritance, we have created a package, and then now we can create interfaces and classes inside this package. It's basically kind of like a folder and nothing else. Okay, so I'll do is, when you create an interface, click on I, which stands for interface, and then what I'll do is I'll take an example of pet being an interface first. And then what we'll do is we'll basically write some abstract methods that pets, let's say, can sleep without any body. So abstract methods are methods without any body. They will have the signature. Okay. And void, or let's say this, I'm giving string eat. Okay. I'll also provide one parameter inside. Okay. The eat method. So these both are abstract methods. Then what we'll do is we'll also have a default method. Default methods are basically defined with a default keyword, and then the uh, method definition, normal method definition. Okay. Uh, and what we'll do is we will I'll do a system dot out dot println. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll basically give that string and call it sound, and we'll print the sound. Okay, so I have created a default method, couple of static methods, sorry, couple of abstract methods. What I'll do is now I'll create a Java class. We'll call it, you can have a pet as a dog. Okay. And to basically uh, when you want to use an interface, you have to implement that interface in a class. So interface provides you the skeleton without normally the body of that method. Obviously, things have changed with uh, the uh, uh, the launch of interfaces having default methods and um static methods. That is different, but in general terms, mostly you will have abstract methods which will not have a body, and those methods need to be implemented by the class which uses that interface. By use, I mean you have to implement that interface. Okay, so that is why the keyword also is implements only. So dog would implement pet class, and till the time I so we will implement all the methods in this dog class which implements the pet interface. And let me quickly get those methods. Okay. We can uh, just dot out dot println inside dog sleep. Okay. So this is done. Still, we are still seeing the error because the other abstract methods are not yet implemented, which is the other one is eat. It's there, right? And eat actually uh, returns a string, and it also takes a string item. Return food is, we are returning a string. Food is the item whatever we are sending. Okay, now you would have seen that now all the errors are gone because we have implemented all the abstract methods. Okay, at this point, let's go ahead and create our pet class inside main method, or dog class, we can say. My dot sleep. My dog dot eat. Okay, and it is expecting something we sending. So let's say, uh, okay, and then we print whatever is getting returned from that function. Okay, let's quickly run the current file. So we'll see what is going on. So inside dog sleep and food is fruits. Okay, which is what we were expecting. Okay, and inside pet, if you see, there is also one method known as make noise. So let's try calling that method as well. It's expecting a string. Yes. So dog makes woof sound. Okay. Let's see what we get here. So we should see make noise function also getting called. Here it is, and it is printing the right string. Okay. And make noise, if you notice, we didn't implement or define the method make noise inside dog, because make noise is a default method which basically is not mandatory for you to define in your uh, class. Okay, but if you define, then that would get called. That is what or override it. Okay, so if they can either use the default implementation or override it. So if I override now, which means if I basically define it inside the doc class, let's do that. Okay, then let's see what happens. This is quite interesting. Yeah, I never knew teaching could be so interesting, you know. Okay, so we still have to keep all the other things same. Sound, overridden sound is. Okay, so I've just changed the printed string here. Okay, now let's go ahead and call the main file. Okay, so it calls the overridden function. Okay, because we actually defined it. If we didn't define, it will take the default definition from the pet class. Okay, understood. Okay, so if you want to give a default implementation of a function, irrespective of whether that class implements that function or not, you can put that in the interface, which was something which got added after Java 8. Okay. Okay, very similar is your static method. Okay, let's go ahead and make this method static, okay, instead of default. And let's see the difference. Okay, let me go to main. So it is still calling the overridden uh, function or the defined function. Okay, Okay. Okay. Hope this is clear. Uh, Now, if I remove this, let's see what happens. It should obviously call. Okay, what is happening here? Uh, okay, so there is a problem here. As they have mentioned, these methods can be called on the interface and directly. Okay, directly. So what it is saying is a static method may be invoked on containing interface class only. Okay. They should be called directly, uh, you know, to the interface. So they can't be called with the instance of the class. So what you can do is, what is the interface? The pet, right? So you can just call it like this, pet dot make noise. So it calls the static method inside make noise. Okay, that's what they are also mentioning, right? These methods can be called on the interface directly. That is what we are doing. So let's see if this works out. So static methods generally, in general scenarios, you need not override them in the implementing class because they are being created or launched so that these methods could be called directly on the interface itself, okay, which is pet in this scenario. Okay, so I was expecting that when I created the implementation in the doc class for make noise, with make noise being a static method in the interface, I was expecting this to give an error, but it didn't. Somehow error doesn't come, but generally speaking, you shouldn't override the static method in interface. Okay, you should just directly call it from your uh, program through the interface directly. Okay, so let's quickly run this, whether this calls the make noise method which we defined inside the interface or not. Let's quickly check that. And this should work. Okay, so this is working. So hope you are would now be able to differentiate between static method in interface, default method in interface, and obviously the abstract method in interface, and interface in general in Java, because I have tried my level best to give you advanced scenarios as well in this particular lecture. And plus, obviously, final variables also you can declare inside an interface, which are constants and they cannot be modified. Okay, and one more thing which I wanted to point out here is uh, with inheritance, you can do multiple, or with interface, you can do multiple inheritance in Java. Okay, so if I create one more Java class known as, let's say, cat, which would be another type of pet, and that implements your pet class. Okay, okay, implements pet class. So obviously that this is possible. So you can create the cat class and uh, try to, let me quickly do that. This anyway we were able to do with inheritance as well. Okay, so two siblings overriding methods of their parent class, and similarly here we have two siblings trying to implement methods of a parent interface, you can call it like that. Okay, so this is anyway fine, this will work. What I was trying to tell is another thing. So let me create one more interface known as animal. Okay, and what we will do is we will create some abstract methods here. Only one, let's say drink. And what I'm going to do here quickly is, let's say it implements pet and animal. So this is possible. Multiple, right? So since we have not implemented the method from animal, which is drink, that's why this error is there. Let me quickly implement that so that we can get rid of this error. This is what I meant by multiple inheritance, where you can inherit from multiple uh, interfaces, which is not possible with class level inheritance. Okay, please remember that. Okay, let me go to main and call this function as well. Okay, so what I'll do is my dog dot drink. Okay, and other things remain the same. Okay, let me quickly go ahead and run this file. Got it? So we have been able to inherit it from multiple interface as well. And similarly, you can try out with cat also. It will work fine. And you can then inherit from multiple interfaces. Okay. Not only two, it could be three also, four also, and so on and so forth. So this is what I wanted to cover in this video. We covered a lot of concepts. Hope it was informative and you can apply some of these in your programs. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Hope you liked the video. Uh, for the code, link is there in the description. And if you need any help in building large scale software solutions or AI automation solutions, you can get on a quick consultation call. Again, link is there in the description. So until next time, like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.